Hello and welcome back to Friday Minis. Let's talk about shadows in computer graphics. As it turns out, shadows are pretty non-trivial to do. Now, what is a shadow? A shadow is where light doesn't actually hit a point in space. In order to actually determine that, you're actually going to have to do quite a bit of computation. In fact, for every pixel on screen, you're going to have to trace a ray back to the light and see if that ray is being occluded. This of course can be a slow and tedious process, which is why, well, the method we're going to be talking about today was actually created. This technique is called shadow mapping, and it works by actually rendering the scene from the point of view of the light. This is an example of thinking out of the box by actually completely changing your perspective. You see, the brilliance of this idea is in the fact that if you were to actually put your eye where the light is, everything you see is basically everything that is being lit by the light. What this means then is that by performing just a single render, you now know what in the scene is being lit by this light and what should be in shadow, that is, the things that don't belong in the image you have actually created. In fact, what we're really interested in for this first render pass is what is known as a depth map. A depth map is essentially an image in which every pixel is shaded according to, how near or far the nearest object actually is. So with that map on hand, all we have to do now is to actually go back and render the scene again normally from the point of view of the camera. For every pixel in the scene, we're gonna have to do a little bit of math because we're gonna want to figure out where is the corresponding pixel for that within the shadow map itself. Essentially, what we're doing is graphically, we're actually trying to get the depth of that pixel relative to the light. We'll then check it against the map to see if it is greater. If it is greater, it implies that there is some geometry in front, and therefore that point is in shadow. This is essentially equivalent to tracing a ray from the camera to the light source. Except we've now saved the trouble of having to do that, and we've just turned it into comparing two colors. And that's why shadow mapping can be done so quickly, and that is also the reason why it's used in a lot of games. Sometimes when you realize that shadows are actually, kind of rough and low resolution, that is actually because, well, the shadow map itself, which is an image, is of too low of a resolution. Increasing the size of that image will, of course, actually fix this problem, but will require more rendering time to actually draw out that entire picture. There you go, that's shadow mapping in a nutshell, a very interesting and innovative technique of generating shadows. That's all there is for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, you're watching 0612 TV. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, consider checking out the rest of my work on my channel. Alternatively, you may be interested in a playlist of all the other episodes of Friday Minis. If you'd like to show me some monetary support, I am on Patreon. You can find a link to my campaign in the video description. Of course, you can simply like this video or leave a comment. I'll be sure to respond as soon as I can. To keep in touch with my future uploads, do subscribe to this channel, and for even more updates, check out the official Twitter account for this channel at 0612TV. Thank you for your support.